What's up, people? I wanted to say this morning because I woke up. This was on my mind a lot. I want to help people understand something that in this world, we got it backwards. We got a lot of things backwards. And I want to say this. There's no such thing as a good Samaritan. A lot of times we think that we don't have understanding. So we think that it's about the good and the bad. There are good people and there are bad people. Let me tell you something. That's not always the case. Because listen, things being good or bad is all opinionated. It's all about what we think. Because let me tell you something. This is why I say this. Because it's good to obey God. But if you really obey God, you are going to make some people unhappy. You see what I'm saying? But that would be considered good because God is good. So what I'm saying is when it comes to good, it's opinionated because sometimes we do what we feel is good to us. But in the reality, you could be doing something that's good to you that's harmful to somebody else. So good and bad sometimes most of the time it's opinionated. You know what? I'm going to go here this morning. I always hear people say, going to my Good Samaritan thing, there's no such thing. This is why I said it. Because I always hear people say, man, black people don't like to help each other. White people, they'll help you more than a black person will. To an extent, that is true. But I'm going to break it down and help you understand why that's happening. For one, black people, in most cases, come from a situation where they ain't really have nothing. So as they coming up in life and things begin to, get better for them, what black people do is they try to take in what most of them do. Now, this don't apply to all white people and all black people, just for the record. But in most cases, black people try to get all of what they can and keep it within themselves. Keep all that they can and keep it within themselves, and don't let none of it out. What you don't realize is this. With white people, you know the reason why it seems like white people help you more than black people? Because it goes back to what I was saying. Listen, people not helping you because they good people. They helping you because they can see something in you that's going to benefit them later. And this is where white people, in most cases, and black people are different. A white person can see business and opportunity better. So they give you something to keep you in place to make them money. Like, for instance, you might been on a job a little while. You've got mail. You might been on a job for a long time. And you might get promoted to assistant manager or store manager or a big position at your job. Remember this, though. You might look at that and say, oh, that's a blessing, man. These people gave me an opportunity. These people moved me up. You want to know why they did that? Because in order for them to keep money in their pocket, they need to keep a person like you in a position that keeps making them the money that they need. So they promoted you to keep you in a position where their money is guaranteed. They know if we put you here, you gonna make sure everything is going right, which ultimately helps me. And that's kind of how it was even in the times of slavery. We know putting one black person over the rest of them, we know he gonna keep all of the other ones in line. We gonna treat him good, but we know that by him being in that position, he gonna keep everybody else in line, which ultimately benefits us. So we gonna treat the one good to make him keep all of the other ones in line, and it benefits us. And I'm saying it like it is because that's the way it really is. A lot of times you think that you get an opportunity and people being good to you, they being good to you because it's a mental thing. You think they being good to you, but they being good to themselves. But they got to give you something to make you think that they good to you. But in reality, they're good to themselves. They doing it for you because it's something you doing that's helping them. And this is the reason why we always think that people are good and they are bad. Let me tell you something. Some people are just good at making decisions that benefit them in the long run, but in the reality of it, they make you feel like they doing something good for you. Let me tell you something. If somebody, let's just face the facts and let's get down to the real truth. If somebody is doing something good for you, it's because there's something about what they're doing that's going to benefit them. You might think that they're giving you an opportunity for free, for nothing. But let me tell you something. They can see something about you that's going to help them. That's the reason why they're giving you the opportunity, because they can see in the long run, giving you an opportunity is going to help them. Look, even when you apply for a job, if what I'm saying is not true, then even if you apply for a job, why do they want your background? Why do they want to see your experience? Why do they want to see how long you been on the job? Why do you think they want references? Because they're looking at things within your lifestyle to help them see that if we give him the opportunity or her the opportunity, that it's going to benefit us. That's the reason why you have a background check or a work history, because they want to be able to look at things in your application to determine that if we hire him or her, it's going to help our company in the long run. And if they can see that you the type of person that stay on the job, you ain't got to have no experience, really, because they going to train you what to do no matter what. But if they can see that you the type of person that stay on the job for a long time, they'll hire you, because they know if we hire him or her, they're going to stay in a position long enough to make us money. So in the reality, they giving you opportunity because they helping themselves in the long run. So listen, when you think people are doing good things for you, listen, the truth about it is they doing something good for you because it's something in it for them in the long run. Now, it's not necessarily a good or bad thing. It's really a business opportunity. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily whether if it's a good or bad thing, because it's people right now that feel like, okay, it's people right now that feel like, oh, well, I'm the store manager at my job and I'm making good money. Yeah, that may be true, but you don't own the company. And you being in that position is making the people that made the company money way more than you. And that's the reason they gave you the position. So you could stay in that position to guarantee their money. It ain't about you. They promoted you to help them. So that's the point that I'm trying to get to in life. A lot of times we think that it's about good and the bad. No, it's about yes and no. It's about opportunity and no opportunity. One of the reasons why I got my job now is because they can see he gonna work, he gonna do his job, and his background shows that he's gonna do his job. So keeping him in the company will guarantee us money, longevity in the long run. That's why they gave me a fuel truck to drive. That's why they did it. Because they know with his background, he gonna be around a while, and he don't have negligent behavior on his background. So we know when we hire him, it's guaranteed money. When employers have to constantly hire and let go, they losing money like that. So I wanted to say that as far as job-wise, to help people understand how it really go. So a lot of times when you think you getting opportunity, you are getting opportunity. But the reason that you're getting opportunity is because you saving them and you making them way more money than what they giving you. And I'm just going to say it like this. I'm not a racist, but I'm telling you from what I've seen, most white people are a lot better at this game than black people are. So that's why it seems like white people are more, they give you more opportunity and they help you more because they not afraid to take a chance on building themselves using you. That's the reason why it seems that they're more successful with certain things. We as black people, we have talent and gifts, but we don't want to come together to create it. We just want to get what we can to keep to ourselves. And that's where we making a mistake. You understand what I'm saying? But when it comes down to a good Samaritan, there's no such thing as a good Samaritan. When people do something for you, there's something about what they doing that's going to benefit them if you really think about it. Because listen, you're not going to do nothing for nobody unless it benefit you some kind of way. Listen, even if you got kids and you do stuff for your kids, you can say to yourself, you just doing it for them to help them. It ain't benefiting you. Nah. Because you can be looked at as a good parent. And what you do for your kids can reflect the type of person you is. You want people to see that. You might act like you don't, but you want people to see that you are a good person. And when it comes to being a good person, it's a trustworthiness that develops in you. When people see you doing good things, it makes them want to trust you. You want people to feel that way about you. This is why a lot of times we do good things. It's something out of it. Whether if it's a feeling or whether naturally so, they give you something. We don't just do good things for nothing. There's something that has to be reflected. Listen, you want to know why I say that? Because we only see this when the bad show up. When bad things show up, when bad things begin to happen, what do we do to reflect on it? We refer to the good things that we did. If you make a mistake and you make a bad choice in your life, you know what you're going to do? To justify it, you're going to look for what you did right and say that people should focus on this rather than what you did wrong. So that goes back to what I'm saying. You doing good for a reason. Sometimes a lot of people do a lot of good things because they know they doing something wrong. And when it catch up with them, they want to refer to the good things that they did to justify their way out. To say, oh, I'm not really this person. I just made a bad choice. And you refer to the good things you did to justify your way out of it. So there's no such thing as a good Samaritan. And listen, if you really doing 100% good, you're going to make somebody upset. Me personally, what I like to deal with is honesty. Either you honest or you not. Because if you really honest, if you keep it 100 like everybody say, and you really honest, there are going to be some things that you say and do that are going to hurt some people. Because if you really honest, everything ain't going to go right. If you really honest, everything ain't going to go your way. If you really honest, I respect honesty more than anything. Because even if what happened is bad, if you can tell me that you did bad, then hey, I respect that. But good versus bad, I don't respect that. Because good is narrowed down to our way of thinking. Because sometimes we doing things that's good to us, but it's not good to God. So we can't refer to what's good and bad. When it comes to good and bad, the good thing is to obey God and His law and His commandments. That's the good thing. And if you really obeying God, His law and His commandments, you're going to make a lot of people upset. Because think about this. God was the only one good. And when God in the flesh walked this earth, they sought to kill Him. That's what come with being 100% good. Most people ain't willing to die for what's right. That's why you can't look at good and bad. Because most people not willing to die for what's right. So if people are honest, then I respect that more. Because when you're honest, it comes with good and bad. But you're standing on truth. If you're honest, the truth prevails. You understand what I'm saying? So I just want to put that out there. That let's not get so caught up in the good things and saying who good and who bad. Because that ain't really a real thing. Because a lot of times you think something good that's happening for you right now, and somebody do something good for you, you think it's good. But in the long run, they did it because it's something about what they did that's going to help them in the long run more than what they helped you. God bless you.